It's the Joseph Bristol Show.
Welcome to another episode of the Joseph Bristol Show. All right. So on today's episode, I want to talk about religion or spirituality, basically religion. So I'm not here to convince anybody of one religion is more right than the other religion. It's not what I'm trying to do. What I will say is the purpose of religion, or really before we even begin, let's all think about what is religion, right? Because that's always the most important thing that we have to establish. Whenever we're talking about anything, we need to make sure that we both have the same understanding of what we're talking about. So what is religion? And then I guess the next thing would be, what is the purpose of religion? So that's what we're talking about here today, right? And I will say about religion, anybody who is or chooses to be a religious person or wants to be a religious person, just consider, what is the purpose of it? Why are you doing this thing? If your purpose for religion is to grow spiritually and become as close to God as you possibly can, then I would suggest looking into what religion requires you to do the most things that would bring you closest to God. So which religion is telling you to pray as much as you possibly can, fast as much as you possibly can, read your spiritual words as much as you possibly can. Which religion is giving you the structure to do that, right? Because to me, the purpose of religion should be the prevention of sin. So the purpose of religion should be to help you to not commit sin. And as we all know, I believe that this life is a spiritual thing. We are spirits trapped in a physical body. So life in and of itself is a spiritual journey that we are all going on. We're just experiencing it through the flesh. It's just like traveling from Florida to New York. You can get there in different ways. You can take the train, you can drive a car, you can walk, you can ride a bike, you can fly in a plane. But no matter what, the experience of moving from one place to the other depends on how you choose to move there. So let's get into our conversation. First, I want to establish that I believe everybody believes in a higher power. That's what we will call it moving forward. So a lot of people have controversy about calling God God, or Allah, or Jehovah, or ultimately those are like the only names, because Jesus isn't God. He is the Son of God, or whatever. But we're not really going to get into that, because if we're talking about sons of God, we're all the children of God. Adam, who was the very first man, was technically the Son of God. But we ain't going to get into all of that today. The purpose of this video is to talk about religion, though. So I believe that all of us believe in a higher power. Whether you're an atheist, you claim you don't believe in God, in fact you actually do. If you believe in the universe, that the universe is in control of all life, of all things, then you believe in God, because God is essentially a being of infinite power, infinite wisdom. He, she, it, whatever you want to call this being, is of a higher magnitude than our human understanding can process. That's God, ultimately. So we all believe in something greater than ourselves, which we will just refer to as God. So then you have the people who say that they don't practice religion, they're only spiritual people, right? So I'm not a Christian, I'm not a Jew, I'm not a Muslim, I'm not Hindu, I'm just a spiritual guy, right? So where did you get the foundation to be spiritual? It comes from religion. Religion is a structure of how to be spiritual. So religion is teaching you how you should pray, when you should pray, what prayer is, right? So if you leave a baby to eat, a baby don't really know how to eat. When a baby's born, the first thing that they know how to do is just suck. So you put them on the breast and they immediately get the sucking on the nipple to get the milk out. And they're only doing that because they learn that when I start sucking, milk is coming out of whatever I'm sucking on. You know what I mean? They're getting milk, so they're getting nutrient. The milk tastes good. The milk fills up their stomach. They feel good from doing that thing. So they keep doing that, and that is teaching them how to eat. We as humans, we have to teach our babies how to eat. So as the baby grows and grows and grows, we're showing the baby, nom 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 nom. That's why you take the spoon, you put it in your mouth, nom 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 nom. You're showing your baby, this is how we eat. We chew our food. You have to chew it. Some kids, they just grab food, they put it in their mouth, they swallow it. You gotta scream, hey, don't you be swallowing that food, boy. You better be chewing that food. Chew it. They even have instructions on how long you should chew. If I'm right, it's like 20 seconds or 30 seconds, like 100 and something chews. You're supposed to chew your food a certain amount of times before you actually swallow it. Like, there are instructions on how to eat, you know what I'm saying, on how to properly digest food. So with that being said, that's the purpose of religion. Religion is made to give you structure, to show you how to be a spiritual person in the correct way, right? So imagine getting into a car to drive. I mean, you think it's as easy as turning the key and pressing the gas. That's it. But there are rules to the road. You have to stop at the stop sign. There's a red light, green light. There's a yield sign. There are double yellow lines, lines that break in the middle. There are different rules to driving on a road. That's what religion is for. Religion is made to guide you down this spiritual experience that you're having on how you should be spiritual, how you should live a spiritual life to the best of your capacity. Anyone can drive, but there are professional drivers, there are race car drivers, there's different types of drivers. Some people drive better than others. Why? Because they understand the rules of driving differently. So religion is giving you a pair of goggles to understand the spiritual realm, the spiritual world. It's opening your third eye. What is your third eye? Your third eye is a reference to your ability to tap into your spirit, to see the spiritual world. So what are we talking about when we're talking about spirit and spiritual world, right? That vibe, that thing that we all talk about. Oh, I'm just trying to feel the vibe between me and her. Or, the vibe was good. That vibe is your spirit. That's your spirit talking to you, telling you, I feel good around this person. I feel good in this place. Right? Sometimes you meet people and immediately you're like, oh, I ain't feeling this guy, bro. I'm not feeling this person. Why is that? The vibe is wrong. Your spirit is talking to you. Your spirit is telling you this person's spirit is not, it ain't aligning with yours. The frequencies is not in tune with each other. So, back away, maybe back off. You know what I'm saying? Some people, even let's get into something else. Let's say you're in a good mood and you walk into a room and immediately you can feel that everyone in the room is in like a bad mood. Like everyone looks miserable. You know what I'm saying? You're getting a miserable feeling out of this room. Immediately, like, yo, I gotta get out of here, bro. I'm not trying to ruin my mood with this. What is that? That's a spiritual thing. Your spirit is talking to you. It's feeling the demonic essence of other people, of other spirits in the room. Right? The thing about religion is religion gives us community. It gives us unity. It gives us something to unite to. So we can say, well, I'm a Christian, so I go and I hang out with other Christians. I talk to other Christians. Why are we doing that? These people believe what I believe. These people like what I like. These people do what I do. So on Sunday, when I hit up my Christian homeboy, I'm not worried about what is he doing. I know what he's doing. He's probably at church because that's where I am, because we believe the same things. So my friend who believes what I believe, he's not going to say, oh, let's go do this thing, because we don't believe in that. We don't do that. That's not our thing. We have a shared understanding of life, of the experience of life. Another beautiful thing about religion is not just community, of having a group of people that believe what you believe, that want what you want, that do the same or similar things to what you do, but it's also finding a spouse. When you have a religion, your hunt for camaraderie, your hunt for, your Eve or your Adam is not difficult, because within my community there are people that believe what I believe. So I can just find one of those people, and now we're joined together, and we're going to keep on believing what we believe together now. Now we're one united. See what I'm saying? And when we have our children, we both agree on how we're going to raise our children to understand this spiritual journey of life, because we believe the same things: community, camaraderie, that's the beauty. That's another beautiful thing about religion. One of my favorite things about religion, especially for kids, and I believe that all children should go to a religious school, all of elementary school. Elementary school should be focused on teaching your kids about their spiritual journey that they're going through, as well as being different. Because when you send your kid to a religious school, right? When you teach your kid about religion at an early age, they learn to be different, and they're okay with that. So when they go to public school and everybody's like, oh, Christmas is coming and I'm about to get my presents, yeah, the little Jewish kid, he don't care. He don't care. He's not pressed about Christmas and Santa and getting presents, because for him, I'm different. I don't celebrate that. I don't do what y'all do. I do other things. He has his community. He has his people. He has his thing that he does. You see what I'm saying? So he doesn't mind being different. And when you're able to say, no, I don't do that to one thing, it becomes much, much easier to be able to say, no, I don't do that to other things. So, hey, man, we all about to go smoke this weed, bro. You coming? Nah, I don't do that. Oh, we gonna go hit the club. I don't do that. You see what I'm saying? It becomes easier to say, I don't do that. I'm different from you. I'll still hang out with you. I'll still talk to you, but I'm different. I'm not like you. I'm not going to do the things that you do. That's why a lot of girls, a few girls that I've met say, birds of a feather flock together. That's not true. Just because my friend is this, don't mean that I'm that. Just because my friend do that, don't mean that I do those things, right? And we all say, well, you hanging out with her, you must be like her. That's not necessarily true. Maybe I like the vibe, the spirit. My spirit is attracted to her spirit, but I don't do the same things as her. I don't do those type of things. Another thing that religion does for us is it eases the burden of being alive. I'm very big on, especially with a spouse, the job of camaraderie is to ease the burden of being alive. So being alive is a hurtful thing in and of itself. Why is it hurtful, you may ask? Well, you're talking about the struggle of constantly waking up every day. You have to figure out, where am I going to sleep? What am I going to eat? You know, how do I stay alive so these things don't kill me? Being poisoned, getting hit by a car, a plane falling out of the sky. All these things are things that we have to think about, right? So maybe we don't think about it as much anymore because we live in a more modern, civilized society. But in a sense, in essence, being alive is that. It is figuring out how you're going to maintain your life, how you're going to live, how you're going to keep going forward, right? And religion is made to help you with those things. So it's to help you, to give you routine. You know, I'm going to pray. I'm going to feed my spirit. Because again, life is a spiritual thing that we're doing while in a physical body. But ultimately, we are all spirits in a physical body. So the being alive, having religion is going to help you to deal with that. Something bad happens in your life, your religion, your faith is feeding your spirit, so it helps you to deal with the emotions that come up from this bad thing. So you're hurt that your boyfriend just left you. Your spirit is telling you it will be okay. God, your higher power, has something better for you. This person that is no longer with you, that's fine. We can get over that because our higher power is going to give us something better. When one door closes, another one opens. These are spiritual affirmations to feed you into going forward, being happy, not being bitter and angry and filled with anger and vengeful spirit. Instead, you have a loving, kind, sympathetic, compassionate spirit, regardless of what happened to you in the past. Someone hurt me before, that's fine. I'm over that because I can get over that. My spirit is at one of healing. I'm through with that. Then the thing about religion that I really like as well is almost all religious books have stories in them, right? The Quran, the Torah, the Bible. You know, I'm not sure what the Hindu book is called, but all these spiritual books have stories, and they're essentially all the same exact stories, but because there's nothing new under the sun. So these stories stand the test of time, and they're telling us about hardships, about problems, about fears and insecurities, and how these people were able to overcome these by simply believing in a power higher than themselves entrusting their spirit. So what am I talking about when I'm talking about these stories, right? I'm going to stick to one story right now. There's a lot of stories in the Bible. There's a lot of stories in the Quran. There's a lot of stories in the Torah about spiritual people and spiritual things that happen. But let's look at one story, right? The story of Moses. And most people know the story of Moses and the Pharaoh, right? So Moses was a slave. And God spoke to him and said to him, yo, my man, y'all not going to be slaves no more. I want you to go to the Pharaoh and tell the Pharaoh that he got to free your people, right? Moses himself wasn't a slave because his mom, sent him down the river before they were captured and murdered. And he grew up in the Pharaoh. He grew up with the people, with the oppressors, right? And of course, all this is divine intervention. God intended for him to grow with the Pharaoh so that he can then stand to the Pharaoh and speak to the Pharaoh. Because if Moses was a slave, he could have never stood up and said, let my people go. The Pharaoh would have just killed him right then and there. Stand up. What are you talking about? You're a slave. Get out of here. But because he was basically the Pharaoh's brother or half brother, he had the ability to talk to the Pharaoh. So God tells Moses, yo, tell the Pharaoh, let my people go. Now, why is this story important? This story is extremely important. This story teaches us a lot of different lessons, but essentially there's one very, very important lesson to learn from this story. And that lesson is that faith, believing in God, believing in a higher power, is a mercy from God. All right? So stop and think about that for a second. The very fact that you believe that there's something higher and greater than yourself was given to you as a mercy from that higher power. Right? So how do we know this to be true? Why am I saying this? Let's go to the story of the Pharaoh. Moses said, yo, set my people free. The Pharaoh said, nah, I ain't letting them go. Moses said, hey, listen, these are God's people. And God told me to tell you to set his people free. And if you don't do it, he's going to punish you. You will be punished. And Pharaoh said, no, I'm not setting them free. It's not going to happen. 9 plagues came down on the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh's son died. Frogs came from the sky. It started raining blood. All kinds of stuff started happening. And no matter what happened, there was no explanation for what's happening, right? It was just outside of the science that they could understand at the time. No matter what happened, the Pharaoh kept saying, I ain't letting nobody go. Nah, it ain't gonna happen. I don't care if the sun fall from the sky. I'm not letting these people go. Right? So why? Because God hardened his heart. God chose that the Pharaoh would not believe in what he was seeing and what was being said to him. So it wasn't until, his son died and then he was like, all right, get out of here, bro. And then even after he let the people go, he's like, yo, man, you know what? I'm gonna get these people, man. You're gonna kill my son. I'm gonna get you people, right? But let's look at the story of Noah. Same thing. Noah said to the people, hey, listen, man, God says it's going to rain from the sky 40 days, 40 nights. The people was like, yo, what are you talking about, man? You crazy. My man started building a boat in the middle of the summer. The people was like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Ain't no rain out here. And you building a boat. You look crazy, man. But Noah was like, hey, God spoke to me. I know what I'm talking about. And y'all better get on this train. Why didn't they believe? God, it is a mercy from your higher power to believe in your higher power, right? So that's your spirit being fed. And then in which case, this kind of goes into the 2 ways that people will listen to you, or the 2 ways that people do anything. So people do things out of love. I love this person. I respect this person. So I'm going to do whatever they're asking me to do because I love them and I respect them. And then there's fear. I'm afraid of what will happen if I don't do what this person is telling me to do. I'm afraid of what this person will do to me if I don't submit to this person. So those are the only 2 ways that people listen to anything or anyone. It's either fear or it's love, right? And again, it's a mercy from God to have either one of those things. Because you could just say, I don't believe in nothing, and I just do whatever I want to do. In which case you're out here murdering and raping and killing and molesting because you're just going to feel, think, and just do. There's nothing to stop you. It's your spirit that feeds you. It's not even the fear of prison that stops people from doing things, right? So people will say, well, I don't want to go to prison, that's why I don't murder people. Come on, let's be serious. In the heat of the moment, you're angry. It ain't nothing to just, do what you got to do to another person. But it's your spirit that talks to you, that's telling you that's not right. That's not right. We're not going to do that. That's not right. We're not going to say that. So with that being said, I'm just saying that religion is not something to be afraid of or to be frowned on. It's something to understand the purpose of it. So again, what is the purpose of religion? It's to give you structure. It's to give you an understanding of how you should pray, when you should pray, and how you should live your life. It gives you structure on how to be alive, how to deal with the hardships and the burdens and the hurtfulness of life. It gives you camaraderie, joining together with others, which makes it easier to find friends, makes it easier to find a spouse, makes it easier to find people who will help you in life. Not just because they want something, but because they feel that you are one of me, so I will help you because of that very simple fact, right? And one of the great movies that I really, really like is The Book of Eli, right? In The Book of Eli, it can be a religious movie. There's a lot of videos on YouTube explaining the meaning behind The Book of Eli, but ultimately, it's a story about religion, about the evils of religion, and about the goodness of religion. It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. You should check it out if you haven't watched it. The Book of Eli with Denzel Washington. But I'm bringing this up because then I want to go into the power of prayer and fasting, right? So what am I talking about when I say fasting? Fasting is the act of giving up your flesh for your spirit. So you're talking about not eating, not drinking, not having any sexual contact, not having any frivolous conversation from sunup to sunrise. Some people do it for 24 hours. Some people do it, for a couple of hours. But in Islam, it's from sunup to sunrise. That's how fasting works. And you're supposed to focus your mind on God, on spirituality, on thinking about God and the different stories in the Quran and in the Bible, and thinking about, how your life, how you're blessed, and how you can improve the lives of others. Fasting is you literally telling your Creator, I'm willing to give up the physical life for my spiritual life. My body is screaming, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. Oh, look at that beautiful woman. Your body is screaming that out to you, and you're ignoring all of that. All of it. No matter how hungry you get, you are ignoring it. When you're fast, you're not supposed to just sit around like, oh, I can't wait until sundown to eat some food. No. You're supposed to keep doing whatever you do in your life. Go to work, talk to your kids. You do your regular life, but you don't allow your body to dictate to you what you do. You don't allow your flesh to dictate to you how you live your life. That's the purpose of fasting, right? Same thing with prayer. Prayer is a very powerful thing. So what you're talking about is taking time out of your day to give to your higher power. So in prayer, you could be doing anything. It's time to eat food. It's time to go to work. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Instead of doing any of those things, you stop and you say, I'm going to pray. I'm going to talk to my higher power. I'm going to tell them about my day, right? And in praying, I believe that all of us should pray for our enemies, those people who hurt us. We should pray for strength and understanding, right? So you're praying that God gives you the strength and the understanding to accept whatever He wills for your life, right? So you want to avoid praying for, oh God, give me a car. Oh God, give me a husband or a boyfriend. Oh God, give me this and give me that. You want to avoid praying for those things, right? All you want is the strength to accept whatever it is that He's going to give to you or does to you, right? Because God does things. He kills babies all the time. He allows bad things to happen to people. At least we think it's bad, but later on in life you realize that it was actually a good thing, right? And we want to pray for strength. We want to pray for guidance and understanding, right? So again, we go back to the stories in these different spiritual books. Solomon, One of the greatest men in the history of spirituality. Why? He prayed for knowledge. God said to him, yo, I'll give you anything you want. Just tell me what you want. Solomon said, yo, I just want knowledge. I just want to understand what's happening. That's it. God said, because you asked for that, I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to give you everything, all the riches, all the gold, all the knowledge. I'm going to give everything to you because all you wanted was to understand. And in understanding, that alone will give you everything that you desire. Once you understand how life actually works, what life is really about. Because again, this is a spiritual thing that we are experiencing through a physical body. There are things that are unseen. Dark matter as takes up, I think it's like 90% of the universe. And we have no idea what it is, how it works, what are the constraints of it. We don't even know. Understanding that your physical body, it cannot represent the full aspect of being alive, right? Only your spirit can do that. There are things that you just feel in your heart, on your inside, that you can't explain with your mind or your body, with your words, right? You just feel it, right? So somebody's cheating on you, your spirit is telling you something is not right, something is off. Somebody's away from you and you can feel that they are in need. You call them, hey, I'm just calling to check on you. Oh yeah, man, let me tell you what just happened to me. I'm surprised you called me. My spirit was talking to me. Religion is made to help you hone and tone your spirituality. That's the whole purpose of it. I'm not telling anybody to join a cult or join any specific religion. I'm just making this video so that we all have a better understanding of what is the purpose of religion. I encourage everyone to study. Not saying join, I'm saying study religion, study Christianity, study Judaism, study Hinduism, study Islam, study where it started from, why it got started, what is it about, what does it mean, who are these people. Study that. And once you have a deep understanding of what these religions mean, then you can decide, okay, I want to join one. Or I don't want to join any of them, but I like stuff from this religion. I like this stuff from that religion. I like stuff from that religion. I'm going to implement these various different things that I like into my life to help me live a better spiritual life. Because again, life is a spiritual journey that we're experiencing through our physical bodies. So with that being said, I'm going to bring this episode to an end. And I want to thank everybody for watching another episode of the Joseph Bristol Show. I was thinking about turning this whole thing actually into a podcast, man. Because if it's a podcast, then I could actually do it every single day. And I would just upload a daily blog, basically a daily podcast of, you know, what I did with my day. Instead of having my blog on my website, it would just be a vocal thing that you can just listen to. Or maybe I'll change my blog on my website to spoken word, and then instead of reading it, you can just listen to what I did throughout the day. I don't know. I'm figuring that out. The whole purpose of the Joseph Bristol Show was to be like the Truman Show. You know, you would follow me 24 hours a day in my life and seeing what it's like to be Joseph Bristol, what it's like to just be alive, to be a black man in America, right? So I don't know yet. I'm still figuring out this whole thing. Plus I got school, which is killing me. This class, learning how to program in C++. It's hard, but I like it. It's working out my brain, and I like working out my brain. Speaking of working out my brain, y'all should check out Lumosity. I'm not sponsored by them, but I really do like the app and the website. I thought it was pretty good. I had it for like 2 years. I paid for it. It was wonderful. I had a good time. It worked out my brain. I used it daily. It really helped me to hone and tone my critical thinking and my processing of information. So I encourage it for everybody. But thanks for watching another episode of the Joseph Bristol Show, man. Let's all remember, we all out here trying to do the same thing. Stay happy and survive. Y'all stay blessed.
Leave a comment below.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Make sure you like and subscribe.